I don't want to mess up your credentials or anything like
Yeah,
that. So introduce yourself. Tell us a little more about you because you are definitely a necessity to the community.
I appreciate that.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
tell me more.
I'm Stephanie Lewis, as you know, a licensed professional clinical counselor with a supervisory endorsement, LPCCS. So,
LPCCS.
yes.
Okay. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit more because mental health is obviously a really big thing. A
Yeah.
really big thing. A lot of people don't want to, and honestly, it's getting kind of more popular,
Oh, yeah.
but in therapy is getting more recognition,
Yeah.
especially Black professionals. Because I say that because me personally, when I started getting into therapy, I was really uncomfortable choosing a therapist because I wanted someone that I could trust and someone I can relate to.
Oh, yeah.
So I remember specifically choosing a Black woman.
Mm,
And it was so hard, honestly, for me to find a Black woman.
yeah, of course.
And because it was hard for me to come across a Black woman, they were the I don't know who I was going through. They was like, well, we have a lot of if we have a lot of therapists, but we only have a few Black women of color
Yeah.
therapists. Are you open to? And I was just like, no. And honestly, the reason why is because I felt like I couldn't trust
Hmm.
sharing parts of my trauma that looks like the people that were causing me trauma, if that makes
Yeah.
any sense.
Makes a lot of
So
sense.
do you get that often in
Oh,
regards
my gosh.
to therapy
Yeah.
and your clients
Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
and that being a reason why it's important to have more people of color in that field?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So most of my clients are Black women. It's so interesting. And they pick me because I'm a Black woman and they feel like they can relate to me, they can trust me. And not only I'm a Black woman, but I live and exist as a Black woman. So I have refused to code switch. I've refused to ignore the parts of me that may be a little bit more spicy because they need that. They need to see me show up in my Blackness, in my spiciness, in my wholeness of a Black woman so that they can see themselves on the other
Mm-hmm.
side. I too had a white therapist, right? I needed a Black therapist, couldn't find one until more recently. I've just now found my own Black female therapist. I had a white female
Mm-hmm.
therapist for several
So
years.
do you see the difference
Oh my God.
automatically
Oh my
between
gosh.
yeah?
Yes. One, she misdiagnosed me. So she was hesitant to diagnose me. You know, you have to get a diagnosis if you're using your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And she was hesitant to tell me mine because she knew it was off. And that really made us have a difficult
Disconnect.
relationship. Yeah, disconnect completely. And she didn't even know how to intervene. I think she was so traumatized by my trauma that I couldn't help. I'm thinking I'm in therapy. They tell me to go in grad school and she can't handle it, you know? So that was hard. That was really, really hard. My Black sister girl therapist now, it was
Mm-hmm.
like my auntie. You know, it was like, oh, this is my auntie, but
Feels
she's
familiar.
educated. Oh my gosh. I feel like we've had maybe 6 sessions and I feel better than I did when I was in therapy with a white female for 3, 4 years every
Mm-hmm.
week in person. And this is virtual.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's important. I think that there are a lot of multicultural considerations when you have a Black person in front of you who's vulnerable because our resilience is so hard to
Mm-hmm.
get through in order to help us see where we're vulnerable, where we're hurting, where we don't know any better, right? Because we have learned this trauma. And I don't think people who are not of color can handle that really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it shocks them and then you just become a story that they listen to for an
Mm-hmm.
hour.
Ooh, a story that they just listened to for an hour. Now, with you listening to, people's
Mm-hmm.
trauma and stuff
Mm.
constantly, how do you navigate? And because honestly, like,
Yeah.
just like how I hear people saying, oh, someone's trauma dumping, like, but that's constant for you guys.
Yeah.
How do you transition from that? Or do you take time, like, okay, like say when you get done working, is
Mm-hmm.
there a time where, okay, I need some time to myself so that way I can, get
Mm-hmm.
this off of me, release, and then transition into regular life as a mother? Because like, you have a
Mm.
child. Like,
I
how is
do.
that transition of, counseling others and then having to navigate your own life as a
Mm.
Black woman as well?
Difficult. I've taken so many breaks from the work because of it. So in my own difficulties in my life, through my divorce, through losing family members, I quit doing therapy. So I've always had a 9 to 5 job that wasn't full-time therapist. Never been a full-time therapist. So any job I had, it's only been 50% direct care, and then I do the administrative work. So I have to supervise counselors so much that it was too much to do the practice myself. Like when I started off, of course I was doing it, but I didn't have any kids. I hadn't been married. I was like, oh, fresh out of school, I'm about to give everybody everything constantly, 60, 70 hours a week. Once I got married and had a child and went through a divorce, I quit. I couldn't do it. I kept my
Is
license.
too much because navigating through your own.
Oh yeah, because I was having a mental breakdown. I felt like it was disrespectful. How can I care for others who are coming in their state of vulnerability, in their state of pain, and I'm having a mental breakdown? That's foul. I just thought that
You
was
feel like hypocritical?
Yeah. Hypocritical and dangerous. And dangerous, because how do I know what I'm projecting onto you in session if I'm not even aware of the things that are causing me pain? How? I just thought that was dangerous. So I quit. That's how I was dealing with it.
How long was your time off?
It would be intermittent. So a year here, 6 months here, or no, I'm not taking any more clients, or transferring clients that were also going through a divorce, or transferring clients who had lost a parent. I was just like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. This is my full comeback where I feel more balanced in managing it. I feel like I have a plan, I feel like my strength is unlimited, because my faith has been restored in a new way that is like, I'm not taking on my clients' stuff, right? Because I'm hearing the trauma, and we call it vicarious trauma when you witness someone else's trauma, or you listen to someone else's trauma over and over. You can be traumatized, and it's called vicarious trauma, and you can actually get your own traumatic responses because of that. So now it's like with my faith, I'm just constantly in prayer and session. Constantly. Like if I have a client in front of me, I'm constantly praying. I'm praying for them. I'm praying for me. I'm praying for my strength. And when you talk about breaks, like I don't schedule back to back because I need to get outside. I need to have cold water. I need to watch what I'm eating the days of session. My child needs to be cared for. I can't really have to tend to him either. I kind of lock it in, almost like going into this panic room where everything is just so mellow, so intentional in my spirit. So I'm there because it's a portal. Now I see it as a portal where their energy and all of their vibrations are coming to me. So I have to be more managed. Where before I thought I was just helping someone. I was so naive. And really, I was just taking in all their stuff as an empath.
Oh, and on top of that, an empath, you're feeling their emotions.
Before they even say it.
Oh my God.
Before they even say it. I can look at them when they come on camera and see it. Seconds.
That's intense. Now, with you being a person of color in general comes with so much. And then adding on top of that, being a woman for yourself, when you're engaging with others and you're giving tools and remedies on how to help them through whatever they're going through. How is it taking your own advice though? Oh my God. Like, how is it? Because the reason why I say that is because
a funny question.
I get people, and I'm not nowhere near qualified like you are, where I've had to study, but in life, you get people asking for advice, and you might know the right things to say, but it's so hard.
It's so hard.
It's so hard to follow your own advice.
Oh my God.
Do you have to constantly be aware of what Stephanie, the license, would tell her patient? You know what I mean? Or like, what, ignore that. I just want to do whatever I want to do. Like, F it, or, like, how do you battle through the feelings for yourself?
Oh my gosh. So it's so funny you say this, because my therapist, my Black female therapist, this is our session. Stephanie, what would you tell a client? That literally, I'm like, is Aetna really paying you to just say that for an hour? And I'm like, okay. So I say that to say, even my therapist knows it's difficult when you're in the moment. So how do I take my own advice? Sometimes in session, I'm like, oh Lord, you got to work on that. After it comes out of my mouth, I'm reflecting like, oh, you got to work on that. Like you're not doing that. Or sometimes I feel like I'm healing myself in saying these things out loud with no defenses, right? Because the difficulty in take your own advice is that you have defenses in your situation. But when you're helping someone else, what are your defenses? It's not your business. You're not attached to the problem. So what I realize is that I need to pay attention to what I'm saying when I have no defense and work to explore the defenses that block me from doing what I'm saying in my own life. So I'm very aware of it.
You're very aware of it. So how is it? I'm assuming because you are a licensed therapist, this is just me assuming that people assume that you should always get it right
Ugh.
on how you engage with people or how you monitor your emotions and things like that. You can't make a mistake. Do you feel like you don't get enough grace, or do you feel like you're constantly being monitored and watched because of your profession? Like, there's so many things that I just wonder in regards to, because I can't imagine being in your profession and feeling, I'm assuming you would be feeling like, oh, I have to carry myself. I have to make the right decision because someone's watching me and they know my profession and they know that I give answers.
Yeah.
So they're going to be looking at your life as an example constantly. I'm assuming, right? Or I could be wrong. Or
no, I think some people, I feel like I've been judged so much my whole life because I've always had a different story, right? I've always been different than my peers and even some of my family members as far as family structure, trauma. So it's not even other people watching that makes me nervous about monitoring myself. It's me. It's my own awareness of self. Like, girl, what did you do that for? Like, you know better. Why did you even move in this way? How did you get here? Like, it's me and my journal. It's me. I'm watching me. And I'm like, girl, what? You know? So that makes it more difficult because we're our worst critic because we're constantly aware. We're constantly, as a therapist, constantly in self-reflection. I want to get it right because I know how to get it right. So the pressure on me is me versus other people as much. I think maybe people see me that way. I just don't care because they've always had something to say. I've always been held to this standard, even in my family, being the oldest of my generation. You know, I'm my grandmother's oldest daughter's first daughter, first grandchild, first great grandchild, first niece. Like the pressure has been on, like first generation college student, first homeowner, first to get married to the child's father, first to then get a divorce and break that child's heart. So because I've had to be the first of so many things, that pressure has been on. But in therapy, it's me. It's like, Stephanie, what are you doing constantly? So that is my own negative self-talk that I tell my clients not to worry about. And I've had to pray about it. I've had to journal about that and give myself grace so that I can receive grace too, you know, because if we're hard on ourselves, then others will find that to be normal, to be hard on you. That's something I'm still working on.
What are you seeing a constant trend of lately that you say, you know what, maybe I should address this with this platform or social, you know what I mean? I'm just,
That's a good question.
I'm just curious. Worth.
Oh.
Is it typically because is this a constant trend in people in general or a constant trend in the Black women? Because you said you get a lot of Black women who reach out to you.
Black women. I could cry. I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry on camera, but I think we attach our worth to
so much.
Oh, should we cut? Like,
no, this is real.
Okay.
And I can always edit it.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's deep. It's deep.
You know, I just see myself in so many of the Black women that I treat. I see my mother, I see my grandmother, I see my cousins. And it's sad because these are all strangers. You know, I have overseas clients, you know, like who are not even US citizens and they're Black though. And it's like Drew Barrymore.
No, I
Should
just
you?
like I can't help it. I'm a toucher. I'm sorry. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just want to hug you, though.
I
I'm
know.
trying not to.
It's the worth.
Mm-hmm.
We don't feel worthy no matter what we
Mm-hmm.
do. You can see it's like we're searching for worth, and we're allowing these the creativity, the power, the money, the independence, the resilience to define our worth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like we're born worthy. Why do we have to undo so much to get down to exactly what we were designed to be, which is Queen of Queens, Queen Mother, Mother Earth, life givers?
Mm-hmm.
Doctors define our worth. Weight defines our worth, hair, skin color, right? Your
How we
money,
talk,
oh my
everything.
God, men, who
Mm-hmm.
you choose, who chooses you, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Um, so many of us don't feel lovable. That's what I'm seeing in
Mm-hmm.
every client, like every Black woman don't feel lovable, not worthy, get everything they want, and then feel awful at the top,
Mm-hmm.
contemplating suicide after they get everything they
Mm-hmm.
want, after the hustle's done, after the goals are met, after the money is in the account. Hates self. That's what I'm saying over and over
And
and
that all
over.
comes down to their worth. Even
Oh
after they
yeah,
feel like they've achieved everything
yeah.
that they possibly wanted, they still have that.
Yeah, because they're objectified
Mm-hmm.
sexually. Like, are you sexy enough on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
What's that filter like? What's that body like? Augmenting our bodies
Mm-hmm.
for worth. Taking care of men, like even just not even feeling like a man can come and like and
Mm-hmm.
hold you as a man. Can they hold you up? Don't even feel worthy of that.
Mm-hmm.
Rather just hold a man to say they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Same story. Same story. I should like do stats on this because it's the
It's the same
same
story,
story.
different person each time, consistently. Oh my gosh.
And that's the reason why I came back, honestly, because I was complaining, seeing it on Instagram so much, seeing it in my friends so much, the same themes. Like, oh my God, even in
Something has to be done.
myself. Yeah. I was like, something gotta be done. I can't just hide in my cave because I feel better and I feel
Mm-hmm.
more healed. And now I just want to protect myself. We always say protect your energy.
Mm-hmm.
But that is also ostracizing the people who need access to your energy so that they can feel the worth within them. We need
Mm-hmm.
to activate light, touches
Mm-hmm.
dark to illuminate,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a good point. Activate. Light touches dark. Oh,
to illuminate.
I can't imagine. Because I mean, just sitting here thinking of my life, even just listening to you talk about women after women, and I can just imagine because I'm a Black woman.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that not even hearing every single story, I know that there's a part of that story that resonates,
Yeah.
and I know there's people that look at me and assume just even from my page,
Yeah.
they have their assumptions.
What do you
But
think they assume?
I have people that assume that I just have it all together. And there's
Mm.
times I don't.
Hmm.
What I see on social media, I'm tired of seeing this range of people who are quote unquote successful and
Oh.
those who are trying to appear successful but struggling.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like people don't want to show that the negative parts.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
like today I had shared something in regards to manipulation
Oh.
about how how I've manipulated people. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? And acknowledging that, but people don't want to have conversations
Hmm.
on the sides that are negative that resonates with each other on and
Yeah.
what do we do and how do we call it out and it doesn't make you a bad person because you're
Mm-mm.
trying to work on these things and
Yeah.
there's things about myself that I noticed in my journey that I was like, you know what, I want to fix this,
Hmm.
but I know I'm not a bad person,
No.
you know, and that's why I feel like it's important for me to share things on my timeline that are transparent.
Yeah. I
But
love
at
when
the
you do
same
that.
time, I don't want to complain. So whatever
Right.
I share, I'm sharing it because it's also a reminder to myself. When I look back at my posts, it's like, yeah, I remember when I was going through this shit. You know what I mean? But I'm
Hmm.
sharing it also remedying like I don't want to feel this way and this is what I'm gonna do to try and corrected
Yes.
because I don't have all the answers.
Right.
And I don't ever want to appear as though I have all the answers because I sure as hell don't.
Right. Nobody does.
I don't.
When we do, it's over.
Right.
When we do, that's it.
And when they see, the content, like with you and I, and they see how the clarity, the production when it comes together, and it's exciting, but they don't see.
It's so nice, y'all.
But they don't see that the process in between is a lot of, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it appears as though I do, but behind closed doors, I really don't. It's like I'm just trying to piece it together until I get it right.
Like all of us.
Like all of us. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't share that. And I don't want, that's what I'm tired of seeing. I'm tired of not seeing that. I want to feel the humanity in my timeline. I want to feel the connection.
The connection.
And I feel like that is missing.
Yeah, it's not designed for that
Yeah.
on purpose. So we're the rebels of that because it's not designed that way. That is a tool in order to deflate us and our power and our integrity. And people don't realize that's what's happening. It's a brainwash. Remember back in the day, we would see the movies and they be sitting down and they got some on their face and all the screens, and we called that brainwashing. It was like, oh my gosh, what is that? Right in them old movies. That's us now. It's just, they didn't make it look exactly the way they were, predictive programming us, but it's in our hand. And so I really respect that you want to cancel that out and that's what draws me to your page, because that's what I try to do. Like, especially in COVID, I really tried to do that with Transparency Talk. Like, why are influencers or people who have the most impact, where you could get the trend going on vulnerability, get the trend going on transparency, why aren't they doing that? Why do they just want to display good? I think people are doing more of it, but I still think people are attached to the image that they portray because that validates them. I don't even think it's about us watching. I think it's about them. And that's what's so sad about it. And that's when they end up with me, because they don't feel worthy. No matter if they have 50,000 followers, $50,000, they feel like shit.
And that's what I don't want to be that. I don't want to feel that way.
Me either.
And that's why I get on my page with my bonnet on, because
it's a bonnet.
Yeah, the bonnet on, the cap on, and of course there's times I want to feel beautiful because I do it for myself. But there's times it's like, even if I do look like I do 90% of the time without makeup and I'm wearing the same hoodie that I wear 3 to 4 days out of the week. Like, why can't
I do that too.
Girl,
I got my ass sweat outfit. It's so comfy.
My Nike sweat outfit, I wear consistently. It's damn near a uniform. Now, in my plentiful hoodie, I wear all, because first of all, I work from home. So what the fuck I need to wash my clothes for if I'm only sitting here at this damn desk? That's how I feel like, no. Yeah. And these are conversations. It's like, why? But somebody else will be like, oh my God, she's wearing the same hoodie, 2-3 times. So the fuck what?
And it's sad that clothing defines them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the worth. That's what makes me so sad. Like, as much power that is in us, we have so much power. We could change the trajectory of this world if we tap into that and tap out of the distractions, because it's there. Like, I wanted to put my blazer on. I wanted to look cute, but it doesn't define me though. Like, nothing defines you but God. And that's inside. That's inside. But if we were all tapped in, the world wouldn't be like it is now.
Right.
That's
why we're needed.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
This is how we change the world.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Exposure.
This is exactly how we change the world. And that's why I'm so thankful to talk to you, because you and I, there's other women that's just like us.
So many.
You know what I mean? And we want to just highlight that. And at the end of the day, I get on, I might get on with a bonnet on, I might get on with my makeup on. I still have my struggles of insecurity every now and then.
Same.
No matter how confident, because most of the time I'm confident, but there's times I'm not.
Same.
It's a constant daily thing of reminding yourself, because you're constantly combating society, internet, everything, people, yourself. Like, it's a constant, battle. And there's times I feel even hypocritical, because I'm talking about like, I'm I don't want people to get caught up in the superficial things. It got me to a point where it's like, you know what? I have a duty, and do I really need this car? Do I really need this?
Yeah.
You know, to the point where my
Yeah.
lease, I have a car and I lease it.
That's nice.
I
I knew
lease
that
it.
was your car.
And I lease it. But guess what?
It
My
was-
lease is due at the end of next month.
Oh.
And I'm considering just taking it back and get me a hoopty-doop because I'm sick and tired, you know what I mean, of also what it portrays. You know what I mean?
What does it portray?
It portrays as though, oh, I have a surplus of money, or and it's not like I have a BMW or, you know what I mean, just having a newer car in general.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I like it because it gets me, I have a certain level of comfort in knowing that I have a reliable vehicle.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, also I know I'm very much aware of what others perceive when they see you in a new car.
Yeah.
So I constantly go back and forth with, okay, what is necessity and what is greed, or what
Yeah.
is me being superficial, or what's really my own thoughts in
Yeah.
regards to nice things, or is this something that I really want, or is this
Yeah.
something that I'm doing to be portrayed in a certain light. It goes in every aspect
Yeah.
of my life that I literally question, because my daughter's getting ready to go off to college.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
I know, and my one and only, so it's also kind of like a bittersweet. So
Yeah.
I cry about it here and there, but I'm getting to this place where it's finally it's gonna be me for the first time by myself, because I had my daughter at 19.
Oh, wow.
So I've never
keep
been.
the car. I think,
You said keep the
I think you should keep the car.
I'm thinking about getting rid of it, and I'm
I
thinking
think you
about
should
keeping. I
keep the
go
car.
back and forth because I think also I'm going through this transition of where I subconsciously, I think I'm having a mental breakdown in a
Oh,
way
What do you mean?
because of my baby. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been pouring, like being a mother, like
Yes.
nurturing,
Ooh.
and then you feel it. Where is my nurturing gonna go?
Oh gosh, you speaking.
You know, it's like I want to pour, I want to put this
It's gonna
into,
go into
yeah.
you. It's gonna,
And that's what I have to remind myself.
gonna go into
And
you.
although I love myself, it's just like a different way of loving myself.
Yes. Oh,
Because I
yeah.
have so much more, I'm going to have so much more
Unlimited.
time. And I'm
Unlimited.
just like, what the fuck am I going to do? So it's scary, but also it makes me realize, like, okay, well, what's really important? Like, because she's going to be going off to college. And so that's another reason where I'm like, instead of having a car payment, maybe I just buy a car cash and I can just send her more money, you know, while she's in college. And I'm just prioritizing things that are necessity.
yeah, yeah,
now,
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, and having a nice car just isn't at the top of my list anymore.
That's good. That's fine, and I think it can change. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think there's permanency in it. You know, I think a lot of times me and my friends talk about this all the time. We as Black women think it has to be this or that when we're
Mm-hmm.
this and that. So it's fluid. Whatever, maybe you want to turn your car in, or maybe you want to keep it and shift your own thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And gift yourself with whatever you want or need, and it doesn't have to define you at
Mm-hmm.
all. It doesn't. It's about how you change society's perspective in general. You have the ability to do that. So this car doesn't mean you have a lot of money, but the car could also mean that it's your treat. It's your treat of safety, or it's a sacrifice. But when the bird flies the nest, you know, the bird just flies. You too. The mama bird flies too. So enjoy soaring in a different way, but it's going to be hard. It's a detachment
Yeah.
from an identity. I can relate because my son is 10 and we're divorced. I mean, his dad, excuse me. So he wants to be there more. And that's very difficult because he's only 10. And so I've had to work on a transition of detachment with him and knowing that these kids are not ours anyway. We're a vessel. We're a vessel. And when our role shifts and we shift. So attaching to one identity at all as a Black mother is dangerous, you know? So you get an opportunity to explore other identities without any bounds.
Yeah.
And that's a gift.
I'm looking, I mean,
But
I'm
you
looking
can cry.
forward to
You
it.
can cry when you open gifts, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I cry when I open gifts.
I'm one of those criers where like I will hold it in until I get home.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, like
I'm crying on set.
no, you're okay. Not that I haven't, but I'm one of those like don't blink, don't blink.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and then I'll wait till I get home and I'll go in my bathroom and I'll cry
I
there.
cry in my bathroom too.
Yeah, I'll turn the shower on and get to crying. And I will say as I heal more, I have been allowing myself to cry a little bit more often.
Yes.
So which is a nice release,
Yes.
because I learned I don't want to be strong,
No,
anymore.
fuck
It's
that.
draining.
Oh,
It's
I'm
draining.
sure. It's
you
so,
know.
and it's unnecessary, and it's masculine energy. It's
It
masculine energy, and it's not allowing yourself to release whatever emotions you have. Crying is such a release spiritually. If it's joy, if it's tears, I cry a lot. I probably cry every day. But not even if it's joy. I cry, and my son's like, "Mommy, why are you crying?" I'm like, "Cause God just blessed us, baby. You don't see His blessing." And I'm like, now I get why like elders in my family were so emotional. I'm like, oh, here I go, crying and speaking in tongues. Who am I?
Now look at you.
Now look at me. I
So is
love
there
it.
anything with you like how you're feeling now? Like how do you feel now, the Stephanie now, where you are today mentally?
I feel infinite. I feel protected. I feel free. I feel present.
That's good.
Yeah.
Are you gonna join me to change the world, right? Yeah.
Girl.
Right. You're like, I'm here.
I'm like, yeah, locked in on a Sunday.
So
No,
I
yes,
say
I
that
am.
because
Yes.
you are also transitioning into like entrepreneurship and more
I am.
steadily and with purpose. So how do you feel stepping more into
I'm
this?
kidding. I feel obedient. Yeah. I feel like I'm not doing it for me. I feel like I'm not doing it for money. I feel like I'm not doing it to prove anything. I'm not doing it for school. I feel like I'm being obedient. Yeah. So there's no pressure. There's no rush. There's no pressure. There's no rules. I just
Yes.
exist.
There's no rush. Exactly. There's no rush. And I feel like, especially now, everything is so quick. So quick. It's
Popcorn.
like, everything is so quick.
Yeah.
And
Air fried.
even for me, navigating entrepreneurship, taking my time, but also not sitting on things too long because I'm scared to just. People see my page, but they don't understand. There's a lot of stuff on my page that I'm just like I'm not exactly happy with.
Really?
Yeah.
I love everything on your page.
No, when I say that is because I am my worst critic, and I have to force myself to just get it out. I have a release.
Yeah.
Because also it's kind of like my diary. But there's also the artist in me that wants to tell it in a way that is visually beautiful, and so I have posts that are produced beautifully, and I have a lovely person, helping me. But there's times I just use my phone. It's like I'm just gonna post this.
Yeah, you should.
And it's hard for me to do that at times.
Yeah.
It's because the perfectionist in me is just like, well, it's not like the lighting, how you do it on the other stuff, and it's just like, no, I want to just get the word out.
Oh, yeah.
The message out.
Yeah.
And it's just, I have to do some things that is just for me, whether it's 100 views, 1,000 views. I don't want to get, and I've gotten caught up in the whole like social media at one point where it's just like, because honestly, the thought of having to post consistently, that makes my head hurt.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety.
Oh,
because then
yeah.
it doesn't feel organic to me,
Yes.
you know?
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, knowing as an entrepreneur, there's things I have to do that I don't want to do,
Right.
which goes into discipline,
Yes.
which goes into building my brand and building my, so it's just this constant battle of things
Yes,
that
of course.
that I'm constantly going through.
How do
It's
you
just,
deal with it? How do you cope with it?
oh boy, how do I cope with it? I would say I'm so thankful for the people that I surround myself with,
Village.
because when I am doubtful, or when I am dragging my feet on some things, there's always someone that I hold close, because although I engage with a lot of people, I only have a small amount of people, very small amount of
Oh,
people that
yeah.
I allow into my bubble. And I'm thankful for them because they reaffirm me, uh, and they remind me that I'm not only am I doing this for me, but I'm doing this for others.
Yes.
That there's others that are counting on me, which I wasn't expecting. That kind of just happened along the way.
Yeah.
That happened along the way. So I would have to say that my village, for
village.
sure.
That's so important.
My village.
That's so, so important. In therapy, we call those protective factors. If there's a risk factor, in your life, if it's anxiety, if it's pressure, then you need a protective factor that protects you from the risk. And that's village. Quality, aligned, consistent village is key. I think that's the only reason why I probably still sit here today whole, is because of that.
So if someone wanted to come to you,
Yeah.
and seek your services, how would they do so?
Well, just go to Psychology Today, and search my name, Stephanie Lewis, in Psychology Today, and you email me there, literally, on Instagram, Perspective Liaison, and that's it. But I think Psychology Today, the book, is most important.
And you're accepting some new clients?
Yeah, I'm accepting new clients. But you have to do a 15-minute screening. That's so important, the 15-minute screening, because I want to make sure we're a good match. I'm not just taking clients to take them. It's about alignment. It's about a good match. Make sure the insurance is covered and we're all good. And then we move forward. So when you go to Psychology Today, you just search Stephanie Lewis. I come in, Cleveland, Ohio. Email, simple.
But before you go, though, is there any last words that you feel like the world needs to hear? Or that you need to hear looking back at this video? Or do you want the world to know this one thing specific about Stephanie? Because this is your story.
Allow yourself to be a testimony at all times, through and through. And really, like Earth, Wind, and Fire says, keep your head to the sky.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
For real, I'm thankful.
I'm so thankful. My hands are sweaty. I'm so emotional.